Hey to those who will watch the replay, those who will listen to the podcast. And for those of you who may be new, I am Kimmi, your hostess with the mostest. You're a notary educator extraordinaire. And I train notaries in all 50 states how to be a great notary, have a great foundation. I am also the creator of the Notary Business Success Coaching Program. Check it out. All of my training is included, plus live weekly workshops. If you haven't heard, check it out at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Again, that is notaryeducatorsllc.com. So we're going to give YouTube a few minutes to notify everybody. And then I wanted to tell you guys about my first federal apostille. Yes! Your girl just completed her first federal apostille, so I'm so excited to share what I learned, and it's a little teaching for you all too, how to do your federal apostille. Okay, hey Charlene, welcome. How's it going? So yes, we're going to talk about it in just a moment. We got to let YouTube notify a few people that we are live, and then we're going to get right into it. I am so excited. Hey everybody, welcome. Hey Lisa, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, I'm so excited to share my first federal apostille experience with you all. I've been doing apostilles for a moment. Hey Abdullah, how are you? Miss Hammy's in the house. The program is great. Oh, thank you. She is referring to the new Notary Business Success Coaching Program. If you are not a part of it, you should be. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I just completed my first federal apostille. I'm going to tell you all about it. So get your notepad and ink pen ready, because YouTube will be doing apostilles in the future. I have no doubt. Snow Hernandez, welcome. Good morning from Dallas, Fort Worth in the house. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. We got enough people here. I like to have at least a few people. Hey, Donna. Donna's in the program. How you feeling over there, Donna? We had a great coaching last night, too. So we actually have 2 mentor programs, one for those who are a little bit more experienced and those who are newer, too. So check out both of them. All right, Abdullah said he is doing fine. So let's get right into it. So for those of you who may be new and do not know what an apostille is, first of all, before we get started, how many of you are actually doing apostilles? Put a 1 if you're already doing them, and put a 0 if you are not doing them or don't know anything about them. 1 if you're doing them, and 0 if you don't know anything about them or you're not doing them. Snow, a lot of zeros, guys. Come on, we're missing money. That's my number one money maker. And I have, you guys might, if you've been watching me anytime, you know 2 years ago that, look at all these zeros. Guys, you got to be doing apostilles. Okay, short version. So if you've been watching me any length of time, this is 2024. I believe starting in 2022, I was like, I have to learn the apostille business. I had knew about it a little bit. Snow says I only work with title companies, nothing else. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to take your business to the next level, you need to learn the apostille business. Okay. Ms. Hammy says it's something I really want to do. Yes. And I'm about to tell you my little short story about getting into apostilles. And I'm going to tell you about my federal experience too. Okay. So short version, because now we got to go back since most of you aren't even doing them. So like 2 years ago, that was my goal. January 2022. If you go back and watch any video, every video I was like, because we set kind of goals, right? First of the year. I want to learn the apostille business. Angela, who is our teacher here at Notary Educators, because that's my training company, about Notary Educators, notaryeducatorsllc.com. She's a trainer for apostilles. She and I started learning around the same time. So I learned how to do it. And just so happened, I mentioned it to her. She was like, I've been looking into that too. So we both learned it, right? But Angela took it up. She some things is like your niche. She took apostilles and she ran with it. You hear what I'm saying? Angela know apostilles in her sleep. So your girl though, Kimmi, I was scared of them. Even though I started learning about them, I was like, it's just too much paperwork. I don't feel like doing it. And no, I'm not doing it. So I kept hearing about the money though, right? That's always the thing that's going to draw us. I kept hearing about the money. I said, okay, hold on. You mean for one piece of paper, I could charge over $150? Okay, for one piece of paper? Are you kidding? Now, I'm just telling you in Georgia, that's just one thing. A lot of variables go into how much you charge. You got to think about the shipping cost. And now that I'm doing my federal document, which I'm getting ready to tell you about right now, I see why people ask so much money. I mean, it's a lot involved, okay? So let's get right into it. It's not a hard process, but you got to know what you're doing, like anything else. And anything we talk about, anything, you have to know how to be a great notary, because even with apostilles, you got to know the basics. You have to know what a jurat is. You have to know what an acknowledgement is. So I'm going to go here first, and then I'm getting ready to tell you my story. I am the trainer. I am the educator about teaching you the foundations. Okay. Most people want to get right into the marketing, right into the money, right into this. You cannot market a business that you don't know how to do. Simple and plain. So your girl, I have patience with people. I'm willing to teach you how to do your job. And that's why we've been so successful in Notary Educators. We actually are educating you on the basics that most people run away from. Most people will say, well, you need to know your state rule, your state. No, if you know how to notarize, you know how to notarize. And that means any document from any state. And that's what we do. We prepare you for that. So you have to be a good notary, even to do apostilles. And I'm getting ready to tell you why. Okay. So check out notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your training needs. If you have not heard about my new coaching program, where I'm including all of my training and weekly live sessions with me and a private mentor group for $39.99 per month. And it's been going amazing. I can actually teach and do all the things I've wanted to do for years, but just didn't know how to make it happen. So check it out. Let's get a comment or two, then I'm getting ready to get into what happened. So S represents said, I like the way you spelled that. That's so cute. It's been confusing getting bits of information here and there about apostilles. And it is, I'll be honest, I have about, probably 10 videos on my channel about apostilles. So in order to get it all just kind of compact, I'm going to recommend Angela's training for real. I mean, you could try to piece it all together, because it's not hard, but it's also not, it's not hard, guys, but you just got to know. I mean, it's just like they always say brain surgery. It's not rocket science, right? Well, if you're a scientist and you've been to school, then it's not hard for you. But for the average person, what a rocket scientist go through or a doctor goes through, we can't understand it, right? But once you know how to notarize like a pro, and we teach you all that kind of stuff, hey, your business is going to flourish and you're going to know exactly what to do. So we got a couple of comments, and then I'm going to tell you about my federal experience. So Miss Hammy says, I just want to learn the right way. Yes, and that's what we're doing. So I'm giving you access to all of my training courses. Notarize Like a Pro, teach you how to notarize. Build Your Notary Business, teach you how to build. And then as you're watching those training courses that I've already prepared to help get you going, I'm here to fill in the gaps live in real time, okay? Lisa says, we'll definitely subscribe to the coaching tomorrow. Yes, Lisa, join us. I mean, it's an amazing program. I'm actually adding things to it as we speak. I have some courses I'm going to do. Remote online notary is going to be added. Now, not a full training on that, but just enough to get you started. I'm doing wedding officiant. Again, I just want to give you tidbits about those industries to get you started. Loan signing agent is being added. So I'm actually adding stuff. I'm so excited. Documents have been added. So if you're getting ready to do a general notary job, you need to see some documents. Now that's a file for that. So I've included some documents. So it's a great training program. It really is. Let's see. Snow says, so we'll see you soon, Lisa. Snow says, how long is your training program? It's not a time limit on it. It's not. It's what you need. So you take it at your leisure, at your pace, because most of the people in the course are working full time. So they love the speed of which we're going. So we're only on week 3 or 4. You can go back and watch the replays and get caught up. But like this week, we're going to be talking about acknowledgments and jurats and how to administer an oath. Okay. So I talk about that in the Notarize Like a Pro, but we're going to do a deep dive into it. So the way the coaching sessions have been working, the first 15 minutes is always something training to be a pro at your being a notary. And then the rest of it, we talk about what's going on in your business to actually help it to grow, or what do you need to learn to master the skill of being a notary. So it's been going great, guys. I've been enjoying it. And again, it allows me the freedom, because on YouTube, I'm kind of locked in what I can say, what I can't say. It's just not enough time. But I love the program. So it's not a set program. It's not a boot camp. It's ongoing. It's ongoing education. ongoing education / support. So it's the best program. I'm very proud of it, and I don't roll nothing out. They've been begging forever. Girl, let's get to what we're supposed to be talking about. So my federal apostille. Okay, here we go. So I get this call. This customer of mine is getting ready to move over to, yes, for beginners like you. That's why I signed. Yeah, Miss Hammy's in the program and she loves it. Check out the reviews. They're coming in, guys. Okay, let's get back. Hey, Alethea. Okay, let's get back. So anyway, I have a client. She's moving over to Panama. So I'm like, this lady is so super dope. She's going by herself. And I'm just like so in awe of her. Jeffrey was like, I can tell she's just super duper fly, the way she dressed, the way she carries herself. And I'm like, dog, I need to be like her. So anyway, she's going to Panama. So she need a federal background check done so she can relocate, whatever. So I get the document and she hands me everything. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I've been hearing about federal background checks, but I've never had one. So in the apostille world, for those, let me go back just a little bit because I didn't tell you what it is. So for those of you who do not know, an apostille is when a document is leaving the United States, okay, and it's going to be used in another country, okay? I act like y'all can see me. If you live here, you can. I'm so graphic. I'm so animated. So, but the document originated here in the United States and is going to Panama, or it's going to Costa Rica, it's going to London, wherever, right? England. So it's going out the country. So there's a thing called the Hague Agreement. And what the Hague Agreement is, certain countries have said, you know what? Whatever you all say in the United States, however you authenticate the document, we're going to accept it over here, no problem, right? And there's a non-Hague agreement also. So these countries are not part of the Hague. So that causes apostilles to get a little bit more complicated. So around these neck of the woods over here, notary educators, we call it level 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So I've always been a level 1 person. Okay. Level 1 is just a plain old birth certificate. It's going to your local Secretary of State. In Georgia, we have a different process. A couple other states have different processes because ours do not start at the Secretary of State level in Georgia. We start at the basic notary commission office, and then it goes to the Secretary of State, and then it may have to go to DC. Okay, so you'll hear a lot of DC, District of Columbia, the head state. Okay, so anyway, when you hear federal background check, it's like, whoa. Okay, so the federal background check though is just that. That means you don't touch it locally. Okay, so that would be like a level 2. Okay, level 2, level 3 for when it comes to the apostille world. So it does not go to my local anything in Georgia. It bypasses all through Georgia. So in Georgia, it's 2 processes, right? If a document is leaving the United States. But because it's a federal document, you bypass Georgia altogether and I go straight to DC, okay? And technically, it doesn't go straight to DC because it has to stop through Virginia first. So all packages go through Virginia first, and then they go to DC. So let's talk about the actual steps. So the client gets the background check. That is not your responsibility. Okay? Get your pen and paper. Get your pen and paper. And again, you should not be doing this if you do not know how to notarize, okay? You don't have to be a notary, but I'm going to tell you why you should be one, okay, first. Okay? First of all, that way you get all the money. So she actually had more than just the federal, so I'm going to have to double back. But let's start with the federal. So anyway, she has a document. The customer went to get the background check from whatever company she used. I had nothing to do with that. She forwarded me the email of the background check, okay? I printed the background check. Then I have to send it off to, like I said earlier, I sent it to Virginia. And then Virginia sends it to DC for me. But before all of that happens, you have to go to the travel.gov website. It's another little couple initials in there, but you can look it up. The travel.gov website. And you print this form. So you print the form, you fill it out, and then you also have to have a $20 money order at the time of this recording. I just say that because in case somebody watching it some years from now, and it's really $40, and they say, well, she told me 20. No, at the time of this recording, it's $20, okay, to process the document. And then you also have to send a return envelope so they can send it back to you once it's processed. And then you have to send a tracking envelope where it can be tracked to them, okay? So this is your process, simple. You need the document, you need the $20 money order, and you need 2 envelopes plus the form. So 5 things in order to make a federal document happen. Okay, the federal background check, that's what we're talking about today. In order to make that happen, repeat, you need the document from the client, the $20 money order, you need 1 envelope going, 1 envelope coming back, and then the form. 5 things, okay? So I got all of that together. When I first went to the post office, though, I wasn't really ready to mail off the document. So the lady at the post office, she charged me for the envelope for the return coming back to me. And you have to make sure you fill it out correctly, because you got 2 envelopes you're working with. You have one where it's your name first and you're sending it to Virginia. The second envelope is from Virginia to yourself, and you have to fill all of that out. So the lady was really clear on making sure that I filled out the envelope correctly. Both of those packages need to be tracked, okay? Both of them need to be tracked. You have to get the money order, and you can use your own personal check, but I don't prefer to do that because I want the money to come out right away. So I just paid $20 at the post office, you know, whatever the fee was, I don't know, $1 or whatever for a $20 money order. Because again, I don't want the money just lingering and you write checks and they never cash it or whatever. So I went ahead and got the money order, and then I sent everything off. Today I sent everything off, and I was so ecstatic. So I mailed it off. So it takes 4 to 8 weeks. Okay, it could be a little bit longer. It actually says 4 weeks processing time from the time they receive it. So I'm counting 4 weeks from today's date. I'm going to be following it. I'm going to be tracking it. And if you fill out the document that goes to DC, it has to be in black ink. Okay, it has to be in black ink. Now, Angela has a full course. I don't recall because I took her course a while back, if that's mentioned in there, but I wanted to say it here because I actually did the pre-filling on the computer. I pre-filled it, and then I printed the document, okay? And then I printed it. So again, it's not a complicated process. It's a little frightening because it was my first time. I'm praying everything goes well. And my client doesn't have to wait. So when you're having that conversation with your client, you let them know up front that, hey, this is going to be a long process. You know, and most of them already have done their homework. They already know. Oh, thank you, S Represent. She said, great explanation. Yeah, I try to keep things simple. So she already knew. So I told the client, hey, this process takes at least, I told her 8 to 12 weeks. But now on the website, it says start counting 4 weeks. So that was during COVID when you used to take 8 to 12. And again, this is my first one. So I knew what the process was, but this is my first one doing it. So your girl is ecstatic, and I cannot wait. And when I get it back, I'll do a follow-up video so I can show it off and show y'all what happened. So it was 2 processes. So I'm going to give you the short version of the level 1 apostille, okay? Because my client actually had the one going to the federal background, which is the one we just talked about, the DC, but she also had 5 regular ones that were just here local to Georgia. So I'm going to tell you the process on that one too right quick. The Anthony Brown Show says, just getting in. Sorry, I'm late. What's the topic? Oh, I just talked about my federal apostille, my first one that I did. So go back and catch the beginning. But now I'm going to tell you about the local apostille process here in Georgia. Now, they're all pretty similar in all states, okay? I'm going to give you the short version. So she had 5 other documents that had to be apostilled, okay? So the 5 other ones were local to Georgia. This is why you need to be a great notary. So those documents, the 5 that she had, were not original documents. So I had to certify copy them, okay? Some states do not even allow you to certify copy. So you need to know your state handbook. That is the first thing I have the people do in the coaching program that we're in. That's the first thing. Have your state handbook. And I've been sending them little questions throughout the last couple weeks. Last week's assignment was to get your handbook. Most of the notaries didn't even have their handbook. So in the coaching sessions that we do, that was the first thing I recommended. You have to get your handbook. Now I'm asking them questions throughout the week to find out, are you using the handbook? Are you familiar with the handbook? Because you have to know your handbook in order to be a great notary. This is the kind of stuff that people don't like to talk about, okay? And we're going to talk about it. You may hear a few people talk about it, but that's why we're deep diving into the actual skill of being a notary. And I'm so glad that I have this platform now with the coaching program to be able to coach people to be a good notary, not just tell you you need to be one, but I'm showing you how to. We're actually deep diving into notarial acts. So tomorrow, again, we're talking about acknowledgments, jurats, and we're going to do oaths tomorrow. Okay. So if you've not joined the program, it's not too late. Wherever you are, you can join at any time whenever you're watching this and be able to pick up where we are, and then also be able to go back and watch the replays. Okay. So with this client though, I had to certify copy 5 documents. And if those certifications are not correct, when it goes to my Georgia Department of Notary, right? When it goes there, then it's going to be rejected. It's going to slow down the process for the client, right? I'm going to look bad because I'm a Georgia notary. Now the head honchos are looking at my work, right? And they're going to be like, she don't know how to notarize. So you have to make sure that you know how to properly notarize. And again, you don't have to be a notary to do apostilles. You don't. However, it makes you a better apostille agent if you know your rules about notarizations. And that's why I always say, if you don't know how to notarize, you have no business. You have no business probably doing business, because you have to know how to be a good notary, a great notary. So because I do know my notarization, laws and rules or whatever, I was able to certify those 5 copies, take them down there to the office, get them apostille, and I have those actually ready to go. So now I'm waiting on her federal background check to come back. So what questions may I answer for you today? And they could be about the program. Again, the program is not anything that you graduate from. It's ongoing education. So I have allowed access to all of my training, which is more being added daily. Different things to help you to be a better notary are being added. Like I said, I created a new file, Jeffrey and I, that includes some sample documents of general notary work. A lot of people want to see documents. So we have some documents that we've added. There will be more training added. And then you get access to us weekly with the live training component / coaching, because it's ongoing education. And then also the free chat. So those are the benefits. It's only $39.99 per month. You can cancel at any time. You just need to cancel a few days prior to your next payment date. So for example, if today was the 1st, you would need to cancel before the 1st of the following month. Okay. So you're not stuck or obligated. It's not a 6-month commitment or anything like that. Now there is a discount if you sign up for the 4-month or whatever, but you can check that out. Yes, S represent. You have no business doing business. Don't you love that? I'm serious though. If you don't know your notarial acts, you have no business doing business. Because I see on Facebook every day, for example, seriously, people will put a picture of a document and they're putting an arrow like, what goes here? I'm like, your name, the date, your signature. It could be something really simple. So that lets me know that you're lacking training and you should not be out there notarizing anybody's documents. And I'm not being harsh when I say this. I'm saying it for your own good because I want you to be a great notary. And I already know what it takes to do that. And the main thing is knowing how to notarize. So some people say, well, all she does is talk about stamping the paper. Stamp, 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 stamp. You gotta know how to stamp or you don't get no money. Okay? That's just facts. That's fact. Because you may do a couple of jobs and kind of winging it, unsure what to do. I think my name goes here. I think I should stamp there. What does seal mean? You trying to do all of that shortcuts and then you messing up people's documents. And I'm just going to be real with you. I clean up a lot of messes. How? People are calling me saying, hey, I sent this out to this notary. It didn't go well. Can you go back out there? Sure. And that's why signing companies have to pay little fees. You hear me say that all the time. Nothing's changed. Nothing new under the sun. So the first notary go out there, they don't know what they're doing. They're faking it till they make it. And then guess what? Here we go. I got to go out there and fix it. Now, I don't mind because they're paying me, right? But the signing company is irritated. The client is irritated. You're the third notary that had to come out. You're the second notary that had to come out. No. True, S represents. Yes. Kay Solomon. Hey, Kay. Appreciate this so much. Oh, my pleasure. So the Anthony Brown says, I love apostilles. I've been doing them about 2 years now in Florida. We go through the Secretary of State, so I use FedEx. Yes. So FYI, another teaching moment. Hear your girl. Listen. When you are doing the federal level, though, to DC, Virginia, you cannot use FedEx. They do not accept FedEx. You have to use the United States Postal Service or UPS, or just a plain old envelope with a sufficient stamps on it, okay? So in my case, it cost $10 for them to give me the pre-stamp, the little big pre-stamp. So it's $10 each way. So that's $20. That's why you got to really know how to price your apostilles too. You have to really know how to price them, because you could actually end up underpricing. So you need to make sure you cover your shipping each way. You need to make sure you cover the processing fee, because every state has a processing fee. What else? What other fees? Your shipping each way and the processing fee. Oh, the money order fee, right? Got to include all that. So that's why apostilles, when you think about the time involved, so like I went to the post office and I had to, get the envelopes. I had to prepare the item. So it's a lot of time involved in doing apostilles. That's why when we ask those large dollar amounts and people say, well, why you charge so much? It's a lot of work. Now, if you want to try to go figure it out, and I'll tell clients in a minute, you can try to figure it out, go to the website. They have instructions. Most notaries can't figure it out. I'm an experienced notary and I was scared of them. So, the average person is going to be scared. That's why if you become a master at your craft, then you can command the money that you want, So now, after doing this federal one, I have no problem with saying it's going to be however many 3 figures, over $100 to do whatever, over $200. I have no problem, because I already know I got to go to the post office. I got to get the money order. I got to fill out the form. I got to take it back. It's a lot. You got to make sure it's correct. The notarizations piece got to be correct. Now, not on the federal level, because you don't notarize those documents, okay? What questions do you all have for me? So Birdman says, hey, Kel. Hey, Miss Kimmi, just sitting in the bed. Appreciate all you and the team do to help us be successful. Oh, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure, Birdman Kel. And Birdman Kel is part of the coaching program, and it has actually been able to help me serve as a witness and stuff. So it's been great. I have been enjoying it. So what questions do you have about anything right quick? We can hang out a few more minutes. Anything about apostilles I can answer kind of quickly. So the apostille training, you can just check the website at notaryeducatorsllc.com and see Angela's next dates. I don't even think we have a current date out there, honestly, for the month of July. They probably will pick up in August, but there's a self-paced training available also, okay? If you have any questions while you're taking the training, you could always email Angela and she'll respond to you with any of our trainings, actually, okay? And I will add this too really quick. Even though I'm offering the coaching program that comes with unlimited access to the courses, a lot of people are saying, you know what, Kimmi, I still kind of prefer just to do my course on my own, and I'll get back with you if I want to. That's fine. You can buy the courses individually too. Okay, I just wanted to let you know that you can buy them individually. So Ariel X444 says, what kind of documents are federal? Yes, that would be a federal background check is the main one. Most of them can be completed at state level. And state level documents would be like your birth certificate. It would be a death certificate, divorce certificate. Your corporate documents, okay, would also be able to be handled normally at state level. So anything dealing with federal, though, federal, like the FBI background check is the main one that goes through the federal government. And also federal document, the federal would get involved. The DC part, the level 3 would also be involved if the country is non-Hague. That's the other part of that. The federal comes into account a lot if the country is non-Hague. Okay, if they're not a part of the Hague Treaty, that's when you get the mama jamma, what I call it, the big daddy of them all. Okay, it just takes longer, a little longer process. That level 3 can actually be 3-step process for the state of Georgia. Yep. You have, oh girl, you blessed then. You are blessed. And it's not that often because most documents, again, depending on the country, everything starts with what country is it going to. That's why you have to ask your screening questions. When it comes to apostilles, what country is it going to? Where did the document originate? Okay. Let's see. Oh, guys, really quick. So last night, so we got 2 mentor programs, right? As I mentioned earlier, one is for more experienced people. One is for those just kind of starting out. That's the one I'm running by myself right now. But the one that we do group as a group, Alexis, Angela, myself, that we each take weeks doing. Oh, we did role play last night, and we're going to be doing it in the other one too. We're going to do some role play tomorrow. We're going to practice some oaths together tomorrow. And that's the other piece. Y'all know I love mock training. So with the coaching sessions tomorrow, we're going to do some oaths. So come prepared. And I've already been preparing them today. Like I said, I sent out little tips in the coaching chat to make sure, hey, you know, check out where is the oath located in your handbook. Okay. So, because tomorrow we're going to do some practice oaths together. Oath. Make that T in there. Let's see. The Anthony Brown says, as long as I've been doing apostilles, I can't believe I've not had a federal one yet. Yeah, and again, I've been doing them for a couple years myself, but I've only had like the level 1, usually the Georgia level, right? But I'm feeling more confident. I did my first one today, and I'm ecstatic. I'm just ecstatic. Now, when I get it back, I'll do a follow-up video so I can show it off and make sure I did it correctly. I pray. I even said a prayer when I gave it to the man at the post office. I was like, please come back correct, because you won't know for 4 to 6 weeks if you did it correctly or not. You know, they may call you. They ask for your email. They ask for your phone number on the document. Again, it has to be in black ink. I said that earlier, and I didn't know that because I've never filled out one, but it has to be in black ink. Okay. Snow says, I'm a notary, but haven't worked in a while. Only did work with title companies through a subcontractor. That was a year ago. But when I found your channel, you made it very interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I love being a notary. I really do. It's the best thing I ever did. My husband's a notary. My niece is a notary. For those of you who may not know, Alexis is my niece. She's our loan signing agent trainer / Google My Business trainer. And we all do everything, but, you know, kind of narrow the skills a little bit. But she is a loan signing course, and she's my niece. I helped her to get started. I helped Angela get started, our apostille trainer / you know, and we all work together, notary educators. But I helped all of them to get started. And many people, I mean, many people. I don't brag a lot about what I've accomplished because it kind of speaks for itself, but I guess I probably should. But I feel honored that so many people have trusted us to be a part of their journey. So you can read the reviews about the courses over at Notary Educators, LLC, whatever course you pick. Most of them, 99% 5-star rating, because what you see here is what you get. I mean, we teach you facts. It's not no fluff. You know, we ain't trying to hide something, so you got to keep coming back. I'm going to give it to you straight, and you'll be back to do business with us one day because, I mean, we keep it real. So I have no doubt. Let's see what else we got. S Represent says, what are the most common documents that require an apostille? So it could be literally anything, but most common are going to be your birth certificates. It's going to be your death certificates. Power of attorneys is very popular. I do more power of attorneys than anything. So for example, someone has a property over in India, okay? Or they have a property over in Costa Rica, but they live here now in the United States, and they can't manage the sale of the property, or it's an estate or something like that. And maybe the family lives over here again in the United States, and they can't physically be over in the other country, right? So that's when the apostille needs to happen, because they need to have the power of attorney, okay? So they can say, hey, I can't physically be there in Costa Rica, but I'm giving my uncle over there permission to sell the property for me. Now, this is again why you need to be a great notary, because now not only do you have to facilitate the apostille for the client, but you actually have to notarize the power of attorney. If the power of attorney is not properly executed, then you have a problem, because when you go to take it to the apostille office, it's going to be wrong. So you see how it all goes together? It all goes together. You have to have a good foundation. I'm going to say that. I've been saying it for 3-4 years. I'm going to continue to say that. So now when the client brings you the power of attorney that they need to use over in India and have it apostilled, you have to facilitate that. So that's another reason why you want to be a notary doing the apostilles, because now if you're not a notary and you're just a facilitator, you're just taking it down to the Secretary of State, now you have to hire a notary to do the notarization piece, okay? And even if the document has already been notarized, okay, even if it's already been notarized, you still need to be able to double check that notary's work before you take it down to the Secretary of State and make sure that it's good, right? So for example, Mr. Smith brings me the power of attorney to apostille it for him, right? But Susie did the notarization. Susie did the notarization incorrectly, right? So if I'm a notary and I don't know what it should look like, what it should be to be executed correctly, I take it to the Secretary of State, reject, reject, reject. Well, is it my fault that Susie did the notarization incorrectly? No. But if I'm a great notary and I know what should go there, I could stop the process right away. And we've had to do that before. Myself, Angela, and Alexis. It may be that the other notary didn't stamp the document. No go. They had the wrong date. Because sometimes when documents are leaving the country, they must be dated within 6 months. And maybe we're looking at, or the notarization piece needs to be within a certain time frame. So, for example, their commission is expiring tomorrow, but they're sending a document over to Egypt or wherever. That's not going to fly. Most documents require the notarization to be extended at least 6 months beyond when it reaches the other country. So you see all these little nuances when it comes to apostille. So you want to be a pro. And that's what Notary Educators is all about. Thus the name educators. Thus the name Notary Educators. We're not about fluff. We're about straight up education. So I didn't drop so many gems right this second. I hope you got your pen and paper. You might have to go back and rewatch this, okay? Let's go back. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Let's see. Hold on. So we did that one. Ariel says, I got my title insurance license and can't get any gigs in Alabama. So what type of gigs are you referring to, Ariel? General notary work, loan signing work? What is it that you're trying to do? Edea says, I love the way you teach. Keep it simple. Thank you. How you doing out there? Gail says, good afternoon. I've been a notary for a while, but I've only really done school docs and maybe a few car titles. I really want to do much more. So I also picked up fingerprinting because of you, Kimmi. Oh, cool, Gail. That's great. So really, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you probably need to be a part of the coaching program so you can really get in depth, but you need to look at your Google page. You know, are you comfortable with your notarial duties? I mean, most of the time I find that when notaries aren't working a lot, for real, normally it's because they really don't know what to do and they kind of winging it. They ain't had no proper training. You know, they might have heard somebody else say, you don't need no training, you can read your state handbook. Not true. If it was that easy, everybody be doing it. But once you get that confidence level, most of our people, they be ready to notarize from the first training session. That is so funny to me too. And I get it because you feel confident, you know. Anthony Brown show says, yes, I get the most power of attorneys. Yeah, that power of attorney, because again, people can't be two places in one. So they're over here in the United States, but they got property. A lot of people got property in other countries, y'all. A lot of people. You sitting here like, I can't even get one house, and people got 2, 3 in other countries. Yes. So that is the most popular document. I would agree with the Anthony Brown show. The most popular is that power of attorney, and I do those all day long, and those are easy peasy too. When somebody say they got a power of attorney, I'd be like, cha-ching, easy peasy. As represents says, since the turnaround is 4 to 6 weeks, it will be a net 30, 45 for payment. Oh no, honey, I get my payment up front. Now, I will allow, depending on circumstance, depending, they can pay half now, half later. But 90% of the time, and Angela collects all of her money up front. You guys know she don't play about the dollar. But yeah, my client I had yesterday, I have them pay everything up front. Yes, everything up front. They do. That's not like loan signing. Loan signing is net 30 to 45. If you don't know what that is, net 30 to 45 payment is the industry standard for loan signing assignments. That's when they pay. No, my apostille work is considered like general notary. That's under the general notary umbrella. And no, I have them pay everything up front. Yes, occasionally, like I said, I'll let them pay half now, half later. But no, no, we don't wait 30, 45 days. She's waiting on her document to come back 4 to 6 weeks, but she's gonna pay me up front for my time, and I at least get enough to cover my time. For example, if she said, you know what, well, that's okay, I don't need it anymore. Well, that's okay, because I've gotten at least half of it. I'm content with that. The rest on you, which is non-refundable. Yeah. I think I should put that clause somewhere too. But I've never not had anybody need it. I mean, when they need it, they start spending that kind of money. They know that they need it. You know, they really do. But it is good to have stuff in writing now, so I might have to do that. Lisa John Baptiste says, have been a notary for almost a year, have done small notary documents, but haven't had any signings from companies, using this time to get all the proper information needed. Yeah, and that's why training is so important. I'm going to go back to training because you could take 2-3 years trying to figure it all out. Let me watch this YouTube video. Let me watch that one. Let me do this one. Let me do that one. Or one of our training classes, we can give it to you in 2 hours and you're good to go. I call it the express method, or you can do it the slow way. It's totally up to you how you want to learn. If you're really ready to get started, hey, we got you. Okay. Either way, if it's one of our live trainings where we give you everything in 2 hours, if you want to go a little slower pace so you can actually absorb and take your time and learn, the new coaching program is exactly what you need, because it's only $39.99, complete access to everything that we have now and any additional information that we're adding. So I will continue to add to the course library. For example, we will go over copy certification in that. I don't have anything out, period, about copy certification. We don't even go over that in the live training because that's like advanced stuff, So we'll be going over that, how to do credible witness. So the library will continue to grow. And that's another reason why I'm so excited about the way we're able to do it now. Katrina says, happy day, Kimmi. Hey, Katrina. I need some help. I think I'm going to join the mentor program. Yeah, Katrina. So I think you've been doing it long enough where you can compare the two, which one you think you need. Because you're a little bit more seasoned now. I know that you're growing in your business, so you may benefit from the mentor program, the coaching program. You can see which one works better for you. Read the description, okay? Because one of them, like I said, the mentor program is straight up for those who are really more seasoned and they need like a little rounding out, need a little more practical hands on. The coaching one is just that I'm coaching you from the beginning. We getting it from the beginning. Get that good foundation. So Lisa says, what do you advise to get more signings? Probably, Lisa, if you're not very familiar with your notarial duties, I'm gonna always start there, because the more comfortable you feel, the more ready you're going to be for the signings, the more effort you're going to put into getting them, because you know what to do. That's just real talk. Other than that, if you feel comfortable with your notarial duties, I'm going to make sure I'm signing up with signingorder.com. Pay the $2.99 per month, which will get you access to more signings. If you don't pay the $2.99 per month, then you get access to only to one zip code. But if you pay that $2.99 per month, then you get access to 20 zip codes that you can actually find work in. So that would be my next recommendation. Make sure you sign it with the proper companies. Make sure, your profile is tight. Join the mentorship program so you can get hands-on training with your pages, and just let us be there to help you to get started. Let's see. Snow Hernandez says, any questions I have regarding your training coaching program, how can I get hold of you? Email is notaryeducatorsllc@gmail.com. notaryeducatorsllc@gmail.com. Actually, go to the website, notaryeducatorsllc.com, and just click contact us. Yep. But all of the definitions and descriptions of the courses are very easy to understand, Snow, so it should not be that many questions. Just pick which one you think will be better for you, okay? The descriptions are very clear. And we'll see you in one of the programs, okay? We keep everything simple, even in description. So just take your time and read. That's the most fundamental part of being a notary, is reading, which is what most of us least like to do. But as a notary, we have to learn how to do it. Katrina says, I feel like I'm all over the place. Yeah, I think, Katrina, it's time for you to go ahead and let's clean it up and get you on the right program, get you some steps in place. Because I know you've been doing it for a while, and now we could probably help you. You've just been doing it on your own. But now we have the programs, which are new, one of those programs will be a perfect fit for you. I'm kind of leaning toward the mentor program for you, because I know you've been out there notarizing and stuff, okay? Gail says, how do I get in a training class so I can be more comfortable and confident? Gail, I highly recommend either Notarize Like a Pro self-paced, okay, or the live training, whatever you prefer. Or your other option is to become a member of the, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so Gail, probably you need to be in the new program, okay? The coaching program, Notary Business Success. And that gives you access to all the training and then also the live piece with me weekly, okay? And those days do change. It's not a set day of the week. They do change weekly, okay? The Anthony Brown Show says Florida notaries can get more business networking with tattoo and piercing salons. It is required all minors get parent form notarized. Yes, I love the tip. I love the tip. So I don't have any tattoo shops around me. I don't know if it's a requirement or not because I don't even have any near me. But I love that tip that the Anthony Brown Show is giving. So if you're in Florida, make sure you check out your tattoo shops and piercing salons. Okay. Katrina says, okay, the membership is it. I'll join. Yeah, yeah. And again, there's no obligation. You can do it for however long you need. Again, it's continuing education. So, and you can write it off on your taxes as a form of training. So, that's an investment in yourself. Okay. I'm going to take a couple more questions and I'm going to head out. Let's see. Dima. Hey, welcome. Dima says, I have been a notary for 2 years. I'm in Savannah and I've never did a loan signing. How do you get into loan signing? So short version is first you got to be a great notary. It starts there. You're going to hear me say that every time. And then your next step would be to go through the NNA or with us first, whichever you prefer. Because most people take the NNA training and they still have to double back and train with us because they just need that clarity. NNA has a new testing. I did a video on that, so go back and check it out. But the test at the NNA is different now, completely different. It's like a mini course, 6 sessions you have to pass, 6 different sets of questions now. It used to be like 45 questions, ABC, keep it moving. But they realized that's not enough. People don't know what they're doing. So even with their new way of training, though, people still always have to double back to get it broken down. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever saw like Fred Sanford or one of those shows, and it's like a little running joke. Somebody's talking to Fred and Lamont, and they're talking just regular language or whatever, and they don't understand it, and they look over. Like the police officer be talking to him, Smitty. He would talk to Fred and Lamont. He's saying something. They look like, I don't know what he just said. They got to look over at the other officer to find out, can you break that down for me? That's who we are. We break it down for you. So check out. So that's your process though. First know how to be a good notary, great notary, and then we're gonna double back and go to the NNA for the pass the background check and take their test, and we can help you to do that. Okay. NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. And then Lisa says, additional question, are we required to now have a website due to Google business going away? So you don't have to have a website to get started. You do have to have a Google business page. I'm going to say you have to. I'm going to say if you want to be have a real business, you have to have a Google page. You have to. Now the website, I used the Google one for years, and fortunately I had already gotten a website maybe 6 months before Google took theirs away. Google had a 1-page landing, so it really wasn't even a real website. So we do offer website building, but we use GoDaddy because it's just simple. There are other things you could definitely check out. Even Google has a free sites or something. It just seemed, for me, it was a little complicated, and I like the fact I can call GoDaddy 24/7. So we use GoDaddy around here. The Notary Educators website is built through GoDaddy. I built that, and I'm not an expert. So you see, I think it looks pretty nice. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. I'm constantly learning different things. I just learned like 5 things last week that I could do with the website that I did not know. So we build websites for notaries too, just a simple website. So I'm going to say, yes, you need a website, but you don't need it tomorrow. But you do need your Google business page up and running so people can find you. But eventually, yes, I say you need a website. That's going to help grow your business. When we all got websites, because we all were kind of just working from that free Google one for a long time. And then when we all got our websites, Angela had somebody design hers from a different person. But Alexis and our websites are from GoDaddy. Okay. Dima saying yes. Tiffany says, I'm a closing agent with a title company looking to start my own independent notary and signing business. Do I need to complete new signing agent training? I would say you need to start with Notarize Like a Pro, join the mentorship, or join the coaching program. Let's get you set up. You have access to all of my courses that will teach you how to be a notary, how to build your business and additional services to add, okay? Or you can do, like I said, a live training too. We offer live training. Let's hit these last couple comments. So the Anthony Brown show is tip number 2. Get it, Anthony Brown. All notaries connect with case managers at assisted living facilities or hospitals. They will call you whenever a resident needs a notary. Yes, that's an excellent one too. And you need to know your general notary stuff before you start doing that. Check out my specialty general notary course or the estate/trust training package course. And that's going to teach you those documents that you need when you're working with hospitals and nursing homes, okay? Lisa says, okay, yes, I do have a Google business page. Yes. So next step would be your website. Yes. Next thing would be your website. Tiffany says, sounds good. Thank you. You're welcome, Tiffany. Lisa says, I appreciate these videos that you and your team are doing. Oh, thank you. It's our pleasure. Well, guys, on behalf of Notary Educators, LLC.com, Notary Life with Kimmi, I'm going to say bye. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope to see you in a coaching or mentor program. Check out the website and read the descriptions very clearly. They're written out very nicely. And we'll see you around, okay? Until next time, guys, much success. And it's our pleasure. Bye.